Tick tock, man to walk. Your silence breeds complacency. Tick tock, man to walk.
Hello everybody, how are you today? You are tuned in to Eric Jose on Making a Murderer on YouTube. I go over Stephen Avery and Brendan Dassey's cases. I also go over other cases as time goes by. I go over the documents, the pictures, videos, anything really case related for that matter. And I have many other videos that you can check out, just like the one you're about to see. Hello everybody, how you doing today? We're here today doing a little bit of a follow-up video on the bone collection video. Now, if you remember, in that video, it was the testimony of lead crime scene tech Ertl, and he was basically saying that they were not asked to be a part of any of the bone collection. At least, they were not asked to be a part of it until long after it had been, altered. The scene had been altered. Basically, when all of the officers who had decided to trump up their fire inspectors certification into arson experts certification, basically, they basically started collecting and doing whatever, and then decided they wanted some sifting equipment, and then decided that they would, ask their lead crime scene tech if he could help out with some sifting equipment, right? So this is what's odd to me, and this is the bones here. I mean, this is the way they were collected. Now, here's the thing that I wonder about this. Had these been collected by Ertl and his team, would there most likely be an indication of where these bones were found instead of all just jumbled into a box, right? Would there probably be an indicator of kind of where and how deep they were found and that sort of thing? Because I'm thinking there probably would be. The way they're here, I mean, the only thing you can tell here is that some bones were thrown into this box. I mean, that's literally all you can tell, because there's no photographs, because it wasn't photographed properly. It wasn't, I mean, this is all we know. These bones are in a box. We're told that they came from the fire pit on Avery Salvage, but the pictures we have show bones in a box. The interesting thing that we're going to talk about right now is who was really responsible for and who was supposed to take pictures. It's funny to me because Ertl is obviously the one who wasn't told about it until afterwards, until sometime after they were discovered. It's obvious because that's when they came to him for sifting equipment. So there's no, I mean, in my mind, there's no real way anybody could have honestly expected that Ertl and his team would have made sure pictures were taken when it's clear from Ertl's testimony that they were not asked to be a part of it. I mean, with your lead crime scene technician team, how you got burn barrels and the burn pit and everything and all that, and none of them got asked about a single one of these things to come over and help out when they were discovered that they found the first bone or two. Not a single one of these people on this team were asked to look. I mean, that's weird. That's really strange to me. And then eventually they are asked if they can provide sifting equipment. Then at trial, Tom Fassbender, we're seeing that Tom Fassbender was sending emails to Ertl as if it was Ertl's fault, when they were clearly keeping Ertl and his team out of the loop, right? Doesn't that seem odd? All right, now look at what we're going to see from Tom Sturdivant in this testimony here. This is from the testimony of Tom Sturdivant. Him, along with Sergeant Yost from the Manitowoc County Sheriff's Department, were the ones to discover the first bone pieces, fragments. Once again, after Big Bad Bear had been removed, a Manitowoc County Sheriff officer came up to Tom Sturdivant, who was worked with the state, and I believe it was the state or like the state police or the DOJ, one of the two, and then walked up to him and said, "Hey, let's go over and take a look at the burn pit now that the big bad dog is gone." Right? So it's a Manitowoc County Sheriff's officer leading others to evidence again. And then we got, you know, here we are with, you know, Stephen's lawyers asking, you know, was an anthropologist being present at any time? The answer to that is no. Question: they weren't involved in calling a forensic anthropologist? Answer: I was not. No. Question: no photos were taken by anyone on site during the sifting process itself? I did not take any photos. I'll take responsibility for that, and I'll take the criticism that comes along with it. No, basically they didn't take any photos. And wow, what a guy. He's going to take any criticism. Well, that's funny. I don't think Tom Fassbender got the memo, because Tom Fassbender was firing off emails to John Ertl asking him why pictures weren't taken. So, but suddenly this guy, Tom Sturdivant, he's the guy who was in charge of photos. Oh, okay. Somebody should have sent the memo to Tom Fassbender. So, when it comes down to it in the end, there is just a shocking lack of documentation on what is really the most important evidence in the murder of Teresa Halbach. It's so shameful, the lack of documentation. I mean, there's just no way of knowing how these bones lie, how they were. I mean, no pictures. And these officers chose to do this. So the fact that they were coming back at trial and they were trying to blame it on the CSI tech, and they were trying to, you know, like, they know what they chose to do what they did instead of having the experienced team do it. They chose to do what they did. And then when there's no pictures and they're suddenly realizing really how bad at it that they really are, and that's probably why they should have handed it over to Ertl in the first place. Now they're looking for excuses, somebody to blame for it. And you see, and then you got Tom Sturdivant there, stand-up guy. You know, he stands there. Oh yeah, I'll take all responsibility, and all criticism. Yeah, I don't think so, buddy. Tom Fassbender clearly didn't know that Tom Sturdivant was the one to blame, because he was too busy firing emails off at Ertl, who we all know wasn't informed about it until well after the discovery and the altering of the scene had begun. So it's shocking to me, the lack of documentation, then the stupid game of trying to figure out whose fault it is. It's like, it's the fault of the guys who didn't call the lead crime scene tech and his team over to do it properly. Pretty much from that point on, it was like downhill from there. So that was basically the follow-up to the bone collection, folks. Just one other added little thing that I think, you know, was a little bit funny, in the fact that all the finger pointing, Tom Sturdivant's here taking responsibility for it. Tom Fassbender was busy trying to send in his emails to Ertl. I mean, it's comical almost, but it's not comical, because Teresa Halbach is sitting in front of us right there. And that's why it's not funny. So, if you haven't already, please hit subscribe, and we'll see you.